Is that your segue to me?
I I,
My
I
top five
wasn't
kickers
planning
in the
on it, but
history of the NFL.
maybe a
We're going
cutout
to
of
talk
you
about some
would
NFL
also be
history.
better at transitions.
Jesus, guys. I was going to put it after players to watch, but you know what? Here we go. Because when kickers are on the field, you're watching them. All right. I tried. It's my top five today, guys.
I'm already not excited.
Have you ever kicked the ball before?
Yes, a lot.
This position often gets overlooked, but if you look in the record books of history, this position usually scores more points than every other position on the field. The few exceptions of that usually end up in the Hall of Fame. Okay, but I'm talking about the kicker position right now. I got my top five kickers in the history of the NFL.
One of the only two positions in
One of the
football that actually kick the ball with their foot.
right actually does something that incorporates the name of the sport, football. All right, I got two honorable mentions here. First one might surprise some people, but it's hilarious. Dicker the kicker. What's his first name? Cameron.
Cameron
Cameron Dicker currently plays for the Chargers.
charges.
The Chargers. Sucks to suck. He's only 1-2 on the season right now. But the name says it all, guys. That's the best kicker name in all of history. He's got to make the list somehow, right? I don't think he's a great kicker, but we'll see. Time will tell. Dicker the kicker, honorable mention. Keep your eye on him. Only reason to watch Charger games nowadays, just to hear the nickname. Second honorable mention, Morton Anderson. Longevity was the best thing about this man's game. He wasn't. They will say he was a great Chief, but like I've seen him miss a lot of field goals, and he didn't have when he was playing for the Chiefs. He was later on in his career. He was much older, so he didn't necessarily have all the power in the world. Uh, there came a time where Morton Anderson was still on the team, but I think the punter or somebody else was doing the kickoffs because he couldn't get it to the goal line. But
Not uncommon in today's NFL.
what do you mean? The goal? It's shorter to get to the goal line now. Everybody kicks it to the goal line, or they try to
No, I'm
strategically
saying it's
do
not
that. But
uncommon. There are quite a few teams since then who now have their punters do the kickoffs.
show me one. Um.
Morstead.
Anyways, number five. Number five is my most unique kicker on the list. Have you folks heard of anybody by the name of Tom Dempsey? Um, the kicker who didn't have toes. He kicked for the New Orleans Saints. He's tied with Justin Tucker for the longest field goal in the history of the NFL. Didn't Harrison Butker tie that one too?
Nope.
63? No. Okay.
Somebody else did. I don't remember who though.
Um, he's the guy that set the record. But he looks like he has got like a club foot. There's no toes. He played with a modified
They,
feet.
there
So
it
very
is.
iconic, and also just could. I mean, boot that thing. What?
You're
How far
good.
behind am I? Jesus. Uh, but anyways, don't know that much about him other than the club foot. So, and he kicked the longest field goal in history before everybody in the modern era. Number five. Number four. I think he asked announcers to change the pronunciation of his name eventually at some point. Adam Vinatieri. Everybody called him Adam Vinatieri while he's playing. I think when he went to the Colts when he was like super old, had gray hair, he started asking people to say it correctly. Um, but I have vivid memories of him kicking field goals in the Super Bowl to beat the Rams. There was another one a few years later, but the Patriots Rams Super Bowl was like the first Super Bowl that I ever watched, and I just I can remember that field goal like it was yesterday. So even though he was a Patriot and I absolutely hate his team and Tom Brady. He makes number 4 because he's damn, damn good. Hits some of the biggest kicks in NFL history. Number 3, another rival, Sebastian Janikowski.
Love that guy.
Lefty. Made it, I mean, just the fact that he was a lefty made it interesting to watch him kick, but the man had a boot. I'm sure he holds some kind of record because he played for so goddamn long. Baldy, too. Bald. Where's he from? I know he's European, but is he like Croatian or something?
I'm on it.
Whatever he is, it just added to the badassery. Because he's got some legendary stories as well. Am I going to go on to number 2? Or
He was born in Poland. Moved
Polish.
to the States. Played high school ball in Florida. Graduated from Florida State. There you go.
Neat. He's still currently playing, guys. What's wrong?
Your internet just keeps cutting in and out. Who's this next player? I'm sorry.
Number 2. Oh dang! I was going to try to say he was number 2 as well, but I can't say that for certain. Justin Tucker for the Ravens, guys. He's going to be maybe not first ballot, but he's going to be a Hall of Famer. Justin Tucker continuously does it for the Ravens, game-winning kick after game-winning kick. He's got ice in his veins. Number 1, he is the only true kicker in the NFL's Hall of Fame. He also happens to be a Kansas City Chief. The number 1 kicker in the history of the NFL is Jan Stenerud. Also somewhere Eastern European. Legendary Chief. There's players that have played other positions but also kicked the ball, like Jim Brown, that are in the NFL Hall of Fame, but nobody's made it as a kicker. Jan Stenerud is up there with like most points scored in the history of the NFL. I don't know who has it, but I think another kicker might have it. But yeah, that's legend. Plenty to say about him. But
from Norway,
Norwegian. See,
has
Jan.
scored 1,699 points.
Incredible. You can see his name when you're at Arrowhead around the Ring of Honor. So you got to give it to the Chief. You got to give it to a Chief. Number 1 kicker, history of the NFL. No bias.
Yeah, I'd have to give it to him just specifically because he's in the Hall of Fame. There's no other kickers there. But as soon as Justin Tucker goes into the Hall of Fame, automatically goes to number 1.
Well, I don't.
Well, it's
I don't
his
make any
top 5,
guarantees.
man.
Yeah, it's my top 5.